Tell us about your surgery. Like you did the pod. We did the pod on Monday. You rolled out to LA on Tuesday. You went under the knife on Thursday. You've been rehab. We had to wait on the podcast because you're rehabbing for like 2.5 hours. I'm not even sure what all you can do on a few days out post op ACL surgery besides just try and flex your quad, but it's probably not even flexing right now. So you're probably just doing like 2 hours worth of like I don't know some technology type electro wave shit. Tell us all what's going on out there in LA. How you been?
Yeah, dude. So I cruised out here on Tuesday, and met with Elitrosh. For those of you who do not know who Neil Elitrosh is, he's like the most badass surgeon I've ever met in my entire life. The vibe he has, like he's got enough done. If you know what I'm talking about, from an LA where it's like it's classy, it's not too over the top.
Yeah.
He's probably in his 60s, but he looks more like a handsome 50-year-old guy. Like he goes to a wedding. And there's a lot of younger women that are like, oh man, I would probably let this guy take me type vibes.
Yeah.
Calm and stoic and confident. Overall, I think Elitrosh, just his vibe in general, 4.5. He's an absolute stud in my opinion. So I meet with him. I'm sitting in the waiting room. They're like, hey, we're going to meet with you at 11. And this is when I called you and you were telling me about your workout with Atlanta, which we'll obviously get into. I'm chilling. I'm hanging out. I'm in the waiting room. Life's good. And then I'm waiting for like 45 minutes, it's whatever. It is what it is. I know the man's busy, but they called somebody else in. I forget the last name and me at the same time. Now as I'm walking in with this other gentleman. He looks about to be 23, 24 years old, tattoos everywhere, but he just smells like the strongest scent of marijuana. Like he literally smoked marijuana and then said, that's not good enough. And took perfume, a marijuana scent, and put it all over him. That's how strong this individual smelled like. And I gave him, said, what's up, dapped him up, gave him a little love as I was walking to my room. And I get in there and there's this other dude who's Green Bay Packers fan. That's all I really know about him. He absolutely loves Aaron Rodgers. He talked my ear off about Aaron Rodgers. We sit down. He goes, hey, you know who that is? And hey, babe, who was that? What was his name? What's the guy's name?
Travis Scott. Is this the Travis Scott story?
Yeah. I forgot who it was. But anyway, he is like, you know what that is? And I was like, no. And he's like, that's Travis Scott. And I was like, cool. So already I'm being enriched with the A-list celebrities of surgeries around here. Elitrosh comes in. He's wearing scrubs. He's wearing dress shoes. An interesting combination. We have a great conversation. Get him to laugh a little bit, which is tougher than you might think. And then I go in Thursday, finish that whole thing up. It was great. He was outstanding. He went through the whole thing with me about what all the stuff he's got to fix, all the scar tissue and stuff in there. He's basically like a glorified janitor at this point, just cleaning up my knee like crazy. So Thursday comes around. They say, hey, 8 o'clock surgery for the boy, nothing after midnight. Your boy eats at 6. I think that's good enough. I start getting texts over and over. Hey, now it's 8:30. Now it's 9. Now it's 9:30. Now it's at 11 o'clock. And so I go in to get my surgery at 11 o'clock, meet the anesthesiologist. Everyone was super nice. And I told this lady, I said, hey, my energy about beating your anesthesia or whatever it's called is going to be at a 10. I am going to defeat your medicine.
We're going to beat the gas.
She said she's undefeated. Her scare tactics don't fear me. We go into the meeting room. She goes, hey, I'm about to start administering it. This is when you fight. She literally said, this is when you fight. So I go, okay. She goes, it might burn a little bit. And I was like, and it burnt like shit too. My arm was like burning like crazy. I was like, yeah, it does hurt. But that's when she got me. I thought I was going to have a chance to fight it. She distracted me with the arm burning pain. And before I knew it, I was awake. Boom. And then the surgery was done. Doc comes in.
Hang on. Going into the surgery, like, where's your mental actually at? Like, you've obviously been in like you've been solid mentally, which has been very awesome to like feel and hear from you. But like when leading up to the surgery, the morning happens, like, are you starting to get a little bit of anxiety? You're like, fuck, here we go. Like now there's just no going back. I'm about to get this knee worked on. The process is about to start again.
I think like the most anxiety I had was the day after we finished the podcast last week, because that was the day before I left for California. And like before that point, there was things for me to look forward to. Like, oh, okay, I get to go see the boys at the facility this day. I get to go and see Willie and the boys and do a podcast Monday. And then once that podcast ended, I was like, damn, like The only thing I really have to do now is get surgery, and there's like nothing really distracts me from like the worry of like having to go through the whole entire process again. But like that was like quickly came and went. Like it really wasn't like a huge overwhelming feeling of anxiety for me. It was really just like I just got to do it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
And but like a different thought process I had this time was like, instead of this whole like feel sorry for myself thing where it's like first time having an injury, first time getting surgery, blah blah blah. It's like there's really no going around this. So like my whole goal was have like positivity on like 10, like energy high. So like I came in to get surgery. I was loving on the nurses. I was dapping people up, giving them high vibes. Cause like they literally were like, hey, we usually don't have people come in here like this. And I was like, it's because listen, your boy's a seasoned vet at this point. I know exactly what's about to go down. It is what it is. Like, what am I going to do? Like having a bad attitude about this thing. It's all good. So really that, and then there was like a small moment right before they gave me the medicine. Like when you go to get surgery, they like shave your leg, clean your leg, take your vitals, and then they give you an IV. And they start with just fluid. They put the IV in, and I'm kind of like hanging out. And like part of me like came over my head, was like, dude, fuck it, just don't even get the surgery at all. Just bail right now. You can just get the hell out of here and it'll be done. And like there was a moment of like panic, and I like obviously I still went through it, but there was like a moment of like, damn, I could just leave right now and live the rest of my life like this. Who cares?
Yeah.
And so, but like obviously leveler heads prevailed. And then once they hit me with the medicine, I was like crushing life. It was a nice little deal. Then I got done. After I got done with the surgery, Elatrosh came in, and then the weirdest thing about anesthesia to me is when you get anesthesia and you wake up. Like when I was awake after, like in my mind, I'm like conscious. Like I knew everything going on. I just felt like in a good mood. And then like now I'm like telling Taylor things. She's like, Taylor, you repeated that to me 3 separate times. You said that to me this many times. Like I literally texted Charo. I was like, I texted Charo like this really nice text about Rue, and I was like, man, that's super nice. And then I totally forgot I even sent the text. But like it's not like when you're drunk where everything's kind of a haze. I felt so clear, and then all of a sudden, like the rest of my Thursday and part of my Friday is like gone from my mind forever.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Yeah. Taylor sent this like super thoughtful text about like, thanks for letting us and like, thanks for letting me in Rue's life, and I need some Rue cuddles when I get back, and just saying all this stuff. And Charles and I are just laughing because it was like the day of the surgery, so we know he's all drugged up, but the shit was just hilarious.
Yeah, dude, it was pretty funny. But like other than that, dude, like I've honestly like vibes have been high. My quad's actually flexing pretty. Like he cleaned up a whole bunch of stuff in there. Like I would say like it's 2 totally different situations, but like day 4 of last time and day 4 of this time, I feel better. Like morale's higher. There's no like feeling sorry for myself mentality. I'm moving around pretty decent. So like I feel like low key happy. I'm more stoked to like kind of like crank out these next 2 weeks, get back to Nashville, see my little girls again, and like be with the boys and like kind of like get back to a normal life.
Yeah. How long
than that though?
How long did they make you stay out there?
They said they want me to stay out here for 2 weeks. So obviously 2 weeks from surgery. So Thursday, I'll have to be out here, obviously, for it was in 3 days. So
yeah. So you'll get back. You'll get back like next Friday, next Thursday.
But yeah, either the 20th or the 21st, I'll be back in Nashville.